Thank you for joining us on Sheridan County Ag Update. Today I have with me two young ladies from the Tongue River FFA. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to Heartland Kubota and True Boat Builders. Without you guys, we couldn't do this. Ladies,
hi.
Last time.
Yes,
I know.
we can't believe it.
I know. So we have Kaydence Fulkerson, who is the president, outgoing president, I guess we should say.
Yes.
And Hattie Hossfeld, who's the outgoing vice president. So just a few more days, and then it's time for new people to take
Yes.
office.
1 week.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, we can't believe it. We just had our officer interviews, and everybody did amazing. We're so excited
good.
for next year's FFA. I think they're just going to thrive and grow. And there's such a good group of kids dedicated. They love FFA. They love agriculture. And we're really sad to be leaving these group of kids because we love them a lot.
It was very sad. We got to help with the interviews, and it was really nice to be able to sit on that. But the whole time I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to sit over there and give my interview. And it was really sad. But I'm so excited for next year. They're going to do so well. They're all, like Kaydence said, so dedicated. It's really exciting and very sad that we don't get to be a part of it. But
Well, I'm sure whatever you ladies do, you will continue to find things to be involved with.
We'll try.
So what's been happening since last time you were here? We've had state convention.
Yes.
You've had some donkey basketball.
Yes.
It's
So,
been a lot.
yeah, let's just start with state. This year we had an exceptional year. We had, like we talked about, we had a ton of freshmen, a lot of new kids on the team. I'll start with horse judging because that's what I do. It was me and then 3 freshmen, and we ended up placing 4th this year, which is
awesome.
It's amazing. Everybody worked so hard. They all individually have experience with horses, and the past years there's been kids who, had never really been around horses, so that helped a lot. And then I ended up placing 3rd high overall, and then I got 1st in the halter class. So yeah,
That's great.
it was really exciting. I was really nervous this year because last year I got 2nd, and so I was like, I either do better or worse, and so I was super nervous, but I worked really hard to get to this spot, and I worked really hard at state, just focusing and studying whenever I got the chance, and it was a great time.
Yes, it was super exciting. I did farm and ranch business management, which is what I also did last year. And we're definitely a little nervous. There was a lot of teams this year. In years past, there's been like maybe 10, and I think there was 17 this year. So very full room. You walk in and it's like, oh my goodness. But we had 2 new kids on the team this year, which is kind of hard because I feel like FBM and horse judging is definitely something that you really learn through experience. Like it's not like you really learn the business cycle in your science class. But it was super fun. We had a great time. We ended up getting 4th, which is super exciting. We got 2nd last year. But I'm really glad to see that we kept going, and the 3 of them are going to be able to compete again next year. So I really hope they do well. And I ended up getting 6th in the state, which was super exciting.
Well, congratulations to you too. That is exciting.
And then our ag mechanics team did awesome. So our sophomore, Keen Schmaus, he placed 2nd high overall, and then he got 1st high individual on the test, which is
super exciting.
which is really awesome. And he's just a sophomore, and I think mechanics is really, really competitive with all the boys and girls. And we had our freshman Noah Visser. He placed 1st in the compact equipment test, or whatever portion that is. So he did awesome. We were very, very proud of them. Again, a young group of kids, and they just did exceptional. And we're really excited to see them grow. Like, I mean, we're all so young. They're all so young. They get to, I can't imagine what they're going to place when they're all seniors. Like the horse judging, these 3 other freshmen, we got 4th. Like, it's so awesome. And I hope they stick with it and keep competing because it's great.
Well, if you can, especially starting out together and they can hang together till they're seniors, they're going to be really, really tough. And I think one thing Tongue River's been known for a lot of years, which is a credit to Mr. Masters, is the mechanics. Because I believe, didn't Ricky Kelty do really well here a few years ago?
I think he also got high individual on the test.
Yep, he did. And then we had our only team to go to nationals. Was the ag mechanics team. Yep. Okay. And so I think Mr. Masters, I can tell he's really excited because he's like, I have this great group of kids. Like they want to push hard, and I can tell the boys like they want to try, they want to learn, they want to do better, and especially this just gives them the motivation to keep going with it. And I hope it does for the horse judging team too, to get 4th and be able to walk in with ag business, to get to walk the stage is really awesome. And so I hope they stick with it. I hope they keep going because it's not easy. It's hard, and they just have to learn as much as they can.
Well, it sounds like there's a motivated group of young people out there.
For sure.
It's really impressive. I know in years past, people do teams and they try. That's a really common thing, obviously. I mean, I did it too. I tried horse judging and quit, and I'm really hoping they all stick with it because, like we said, it definitely makes a big difference. But we do encourage them to try several teams.
Yes.
And some of them did.
Yeah.
But it definitely makes your state convention a little stressful. But it's definitely worth it. It's so rewarding to see all your hard work pay off. And the early morning practices do get old. But
Yep.
Well, and I saw some pictures from state convention, and it looked like that the Sheridan County, all 3 schools kind of, you guys interacted and did stuff together.
Sure. Yep,
and
for sure. We took a picture with Bighorn. We sat with Bighorn for one of the sessions. We got to have Dr. Jones, our superintendent. We invited him out, and so he got to come and hang with both of us, which is a really cool opportunity. And I love Bighorn. I love what they're doing. We love Mrs. Bigler and all their kids, and they're just all so nice. And I feel like in FFA, there's no like division. Even though we were competing against each other, there was no like, this and that.
Rivalry.
We're just a family. We're all in FFA, and that's what we love to do. And we're so supportive of each other, and it was awesome.
it was really fun.
Well, and really cool to have 2 people from our county that are going to be state officers.
Oh my gosh.
That is amazing.
We were so happy. I was shocked. I was like, this is awesome. I wish Colton good luck before. And I was like, I was like, I hope he does great. And they did. To have 2 is amazing. We're so happy for them. And I've seen their dedication to FFA since freshman year, since the first time I met them at the events. And I've seen them at literally everything. And obviously that has paid off for them. I'm really happy for them.
Quality Kubota machinery and customer care from the heart. Proudly serving Sheridan and the surrounding areas since 1996. Go online to heartlandkubota.com or stop by Heartland Kubota, 2450 Heartland Drive.
Yeah, they were here a couple weeks ago, and it's like when Xander and Colton and I were talking, it wasn't just John B. Kendrick. Like they were representing the whole county, Tongue River, Bighorn, and Claremont, and so it's great that we get to have this many chapters in our county, and all can work together. So speaking of that, donkey basketball.
Oh my gosh, yes, it was so much fun this year. We decided to team up with Bighorn, and we had teachers who were not happy about it. I think every day they were like mad at me, and I was like, well, we wanted to give Bighorn this opportunity to come out, and it was so much fun. Even though we just talked about not being competitive, this was a very competitive event. There were some fights that I thought were about to happen. I was like, oh my gosh, there's going to be some hands thrown.
Well, and you had a donkey that was not real cooperative. Was like that. I'm like, oh, there goes Kaydence right over his head.
I ended up taking a tumble, but I was fine. I got right back up. But
you're a trooper.
It was so fun. What I love about donkey basketball is, it's just fun. I mean, these people and these parents, these kids get to come and watch us just like laugh. Like it's not basketball, like regular basketball. It's not football. It's just a fun game, and it supports our FFA, and that's what really matters to us. We get such good feedback every year from people. I got a text and it was like, I loved it. Like, thanks for doing that. And it's so fun. And I hope they keep doing it the rest of the years, because it is a really fun time.
It is very fun. It was really amazing to see how many people came this year. I mean, we had a lot of people last year, but there was a lot of people here this year, and it was just so fun. And I had a blast, even though we had a lot of kids this year. We switched riders
we did have a
lot. We didn't do that quite as much last year, but I mean, it was so much fun. Even if you're only out there for 5 minutes, it's so funny to ride around your school gym on a donkey.
Well, and I noticed at the very end there, you guys brought in the ringers, the like real tall, long-armed kids.
We're like, we need to get it together.
Yeah, I noticed. I was like, oh, they saved those boys for last.
It was such a good time.
The one thing I noticed, and even though Bighorn and Tongue River have been rival schools for a long time, it was actually fun because I saw everybody laughing.
Oh, for sure.
Even though it was competitive, they were laughing. Like Oren and Wyatt Gerzalka were poking each other's donkeys, and I noticed that there wasn't anybody getting mad or anything. It was a great time.
It was so fun, and that's why we did it. It's just to support Bighorn, and we have seen them a lot this year, and it was just great having them there. We love that we got to do that. And I thought it was a great idea this summer when we were like, let's do it against Bighorn, and it went amazing.
I think it's so great. And that's what we've talked about a lot throughout the year since they've started, is that how we want to work with them. Like, we're in the same school district. We're pretty close. We like to work together. And I think that was a great way to really get all of our kids introduced. Like, we hung out at Fire Conference, but that wasn't all of our kids. But I think that was a good way, because they have a lot of young members, mostly young members. And we do too this year. So I think it's a really great way, because, I mean, obviously we want to keep our donkey basketball rolling every year. We were talking about getting a trophy to move back and forth.
A traveling trophy.
I think Bighorn has a trophy. Pierce's dad immediately when we got home was like, "We're making a trophy," and I think
Mr. Furman did. Okay,
and I think I think they did make a trophy indeed. Yes. So yeah, already. So that's
already.
Yep,
that's
they
done.
have it. Yep.
So then what else do we have? We have Banquet coming up, which is your last hurrah.
Yeah. So we have Banquet next Wednesday, and we're really excited. I think me and Hattie are really sad because we're the only seniors, and I know it's going to be emotional because that's the last time we're going to say our part since the last time we're going to speak, and it's sad. But I'm really happy we get to celebrate everybody, and I'm really excited because I think there's going to be a lot more people at this banquet than years past because we have so many freshmen, and we want to celebrate them for getting their green hands, for competing at state, for all these amazing things they've done for our new officers. And so I think it'll be a great time. I always love Banquet, even though it's bittersweet this year.
Yes,
it'll be so much fun.
Definitely very bittersweet. But I'm so excited. Next year's going to be so good. I mean, I know, speaking for myself, I love FFA so much, but I'm definitely ready for a change to be out of high school. But I love that. I mean, obviously we started our Instagram and we have a TikTok and all this stuff. And I really hope they keep that up because I love being able to see what they're doing. And I think that would be very fun to look at our Instagram and be like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing that this year. But.
So for someone who's not been to an FFA banquet, why don't you guys explain kind of what happens, with the installation of officers and everything? Yeah.
So we kind of run the banquet like we run our meeting. It's like a chapter meeting. So I will be at the podium, and each table is where the officer will sit with they have like a little thing, and it shows like their thing that they're at. And we open it. We say opening ceremonies just like we would at a chapter meeting. We do, and then after that we will eat. That's what we've done. We do our opening ceremony, and then we eat, and then we go through our awards, which is very lengthy. Yes. We have to do our degrees, and then we have to do our competitions, and then our scholarship and our honorary members. So it's a lot of talking, but not just me talking the whole time. We switch between all of our officers, and this time we're actually bringing up a sophomore because we only have 4 this year. So we're like, we need more people to talk. So we'll do that, and then the last thing we do is install our new FFA officers,
and then they adjourn the meeting, and
and
it's all done.
Yeah. So. You talked about the scholarships, which are pretty self-explanatory, but some of the awards you guys give out, why don't you talk about a little bit about them and then your honorary? Because some people may not know as far as what the honorary is.
Yeah, so we give our honorary membership to people who have just supported our chapter this year a lot. And we've had so many people this year. And our officers get to choose the person, Mr. Masters, obviously. And this year we have 2. I'm not going to say who they are yet.
No.
But we're very, very thankful for them. And we're really happy that we get to kind of, this is their time to be like, thank you for supporting us, because they've been behind the scenes and not everybody may know what they have done for our chapter. And then some other awards we do is we do the Star Hand Green Hand Award. And that goes to a freshman who has just shown the most dedication to FFA this year. And it's an awesome thing to give them that.
We give them a cash or a check amount. It has changed this year.
It has changed this year.
Won't spoil it for anybody who's watching. But we give them that to support their SAE. We go through a big part of it is, their commitment to FFA and then how strong their SAE is. And that one's really exciting because like me personally, like everyone's SAEs are so different. Like mine is my leatherworking business. And like I didn't get the Star Green Hand because I was a sophomore when I started, but I know like any little bit of money would help support me so much. So it's really exciting to help support them. And that's another incentive, I think, way to keep them going in FFA, to keep them encouraged. Because I think a lot of times freshmen can get burnt out in FFA because it is a lot. It is a lot of work. Even when you're not an officer, there's compared to other school clubs, it's definitely...
It can be overwhelming.
Yes, extremely overwhelming. So I think that's a really good way to keep them going and keep them intrigued in it, I think is a big thing.
Yeah, I agree. I got the Star Green Hand Award, and I remember that being a big, motivational thing for me and being proud to be an FFA. It's just, and it was really hard to choose. It was really hard to choose because we had so many, but everybody has just done awesome.
Well, and one thing that you guys have this year that I noticed just at beef weigh-ins was you have more kids showing livestock than you have in the past.
Yes, in our officer interviews, like almost everybody was like, I show livestock. And that's awesome because both me and Hattie, we don't come from that kind of life. And so, and I think
girls do come help at fair.
Yes, we do. And so I think for those kids that do show livestock, they might have a little bit better understanding of what FFA is because they've grown up in 4-H and they've grown up showing animals, and FFA is kind of like the next step for them in high school to do that. And so I'm really excited that they all do that, and I'm really proud of them for it. And I hope that will take them far in FFA and 4-H.
Very exciting. Yeah. In years past, we've had like 1, maybe 2
Yeah,
kids that shows.
barely
so it's
anyone.
super cool. But there's so many freshmen.
Keen and Vance and Key and Marcus are the 3 that I think of off the top of my head.
And almost a lot of our freshmen do too.
Yeah.
And
you got
for
Jaya
some of them,
and Kennedy and Oren.
And for some of them, it's their first year raising livestock, which I think is so cool too. And yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for them.
Very cool.
And I'm really happy for them. I wish I could have gotten into that. And so to see them so young starting, I think it's great.
And so you guys were talking about the degrees and stuff. And so Hattie, maybe if you want to touch on what the degrees are, just because, again, if somebody's not familiar with them.
Nope, for sure.
Yeah, so we have 3 degrees that you can get in the state. But so Green Hand is your first degree. So that is what you get your first year. You don't necessarily have to be a freshman, but most people do get it their freshman year. So it's just basically showing your knowledge and commitment to FFA. And our Intro to Ag class works you through every step that you need to get your Green Hand degree. So learning the creed and having an SAE established and knowing how to use the AET and stuff like that. And so there's that one. And then the next thing would be your chapter degree, which most people would get their sophomore year or your junior year. It depends. And that one's just taking it a step further, having more hours in your SAE, having more money in your SAE, and more community service time. And then the degree that me and Kaydence just got this year is your state degree. So that's given out by the Wyoming FFA Association. And that one's a lot more commitment, like $4,000 or so many hours committed into your SAE. And it's a very long application, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, we worked really hard to get our state degree, and Masters did such an amazing job just like walking us right through it. And he, making sure that you are updating your records throughout the whole year because you don't want to just do it a week before it's due. And so he did awesome with that, and we put in the work and we ended up getting it, which is really, really cool and very, very rewarding. That's kind of like your last thing. And you can get your American degree, which is after high school. And, maybe we will do that. It's, it's kind of up to us. But to get those 3 degrees, it's very cool.
Yeah, the American degree takes a little, it's you definitely have to be committed because it's after
for sure. You don't have an ag teacher helping you through it anymore. It's up to you.
Making plans for building a new barn, shop, or commercial building? Don't do any planning without a call to Sheridan's premier post-frame building and homes builder, True Built Builders, online at truebuiltbuilders.com.
Well, speaking of the next step into college, let's talk about what your guys' next steps are now.
I will be attending the University of Wyoming. I'm not quite sure what I want to major in. I don't really know what I want to do with my life yet, but I'm really excited for that.
General studies.
I'm really excited for that next big step in my life.
Next year, I'll be attending Sheridan College, and I'll graduate with my associates in May of 2027, which is exciting. I'll be studying agricultural business, and then after that, I plan to transfer to a university. Which one? I don't know. But then I plan on majoring in agricultural communications.
Okay. Well, I just had Sheridan College Ag Department on last week, and they were actually talking about the different ag clubs they have, and they have
so many.
It was crazy. Yeah. So you can continue on this leadership and speaking ability on into college with these different programs.
Yes, I love Sheridan College. Their ag department is amazing, and like Angel, she helped me with my schedule, and she's just awesome. And she runs a lot of their clubs, and it's really cool. I'm excited. I mean, I could have been a part of them this year, but I didn't. But I'm excited to.
Well, you were a little busy.
A little busy, yes. FFA keeps me very busy, I will say that.
Well, ladies, I'm going to miss having you.
We're going to miss you, too.
This
has been
2 years worth.
I know. It's been an amazing experience. We've loved being here. We've just received so much positive feedback going back in our, our teachers and our parents and grandparents being like, that's awesome, and watching our videos. And it's been so great. I'm so glad we get to educate our community on what our FFA chapter is doing, because I sometimes it doesn't get the recognition that it should in our community. And so I think to be able to do this is awesome.
It's awesome. It's very exciting. Very sad to be our last podcast, but we'll definitely make sure they come back and do it next year.
Yes,
It's not an option anymore.
Definitely. Yep.
I was going to say
it's forced.
Yes, I was going to say this is now established.
Yes.
So we will just continue on.
We'll put it in our bylaws.
There you
Have
go.
to attend 2 podcasts.
There you go.
Kaydence said, we just love it so much. Like my sophomore year, you would have a lot of people asking, what even is FFA? Like, what do you do? Before we started our Instagram and started all that stuff. And now, like, people that I meet maybe like once or twice around town will tell me they saw the podcast, or they'll ask me how FFA is. And I'm like, how do you know I'm an FFA? It's because of this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It just reaches so many more people than you really realize.
Well, listen, back in my day, it was referred to as the Cows and Plows Club. So
that's funny.
Way back when.
Yes.
So, but I do think people need to realize that FFA is definitely more than just that.
For sure.
The leadership and the public speaking abilities that you get to possess, it just elevates you to that next level.
It's
Definitely.
so crazy. As I've been doing scholarship interviews and stuff like that, they'll ask you like, what has been a big impact in your life and all that stuff. And I really find myself almost every question going back to FFA and going back to all this stuff that I would have never thought I would have done. Like my high school in Billings didn't even have an ag class. It didn't have FFA, didn't have any of that. And it's crazy. Like my first year in FFA, I did public speaking. I don't know how Mr. Masters got me to do that. I think it was magic or something, because that is the last thing I
He's
ever
very
wanted to do.
sneaky.
He is. Yeah, he is.
He just kind of sneaks in there, and
He
all of a
does.
sudden
It
you're
was
like,
like, oh, you have to do
For
a
sure.
chapter. And then I moved on, and he was like, but you already moved on to districts. You might as well just
He,
go.
yeah, he's good at doing that.
It's crazy, but I'm glad he did. I mean, it obviously I'm here doing this. I think this is something I definitely would not have pushed myself to do sophomore year or any of that. And it's crazy the things that FFA does for you.
well, you're looking at ag communications.
Yes, it definitely helps with that.
Yeah, definitely. Like she mentioned scholarships, like this year, I put FFA on every scholarship application, and just kind of thinking about like, now that I'm about to graduate, I believe FFA has made me ready for my next step, because now, like we said, I won't have Mr. Masters there helping me through these things and finding these like volunteer opportunities. I'm going to have to do that myself. FFA is kind of like held my hand through that. You know, Mr. Masters like, all right, we're doing this on this day with this group. You know, now it's my job to do that. And I feel ready. And that's because FFA. If I wouldn't have done it, I would not be where I am at right now.
Definitely.
Well, the very first time I ever did one of these, which was actually not even a podcast, it started out that I was interviewing superintendents of the fair. So we had filler while we were streaming the year of COVID.
Oh my gosh.
And Bob Grammons, my GM, comes in and he's like, where did that come from? And I'm like, where did what come from? He goes, I didn't know you could do that. And I said, well, neither did I. This was
I just
shocker
New to
too.
me.
But I contribute that even now. I contribute these things to 4-H
Oh,
and FFA,
for sure.
the leadership, the public speaking, to be at ease. And so it follows you your whole life.
It does.
Really
It
does.
really does. I'm
And the
sure
connections
I'll talk
you've-
about it all the time.
The connections you guys make now will follow you. I mean, still some of my
Definitely.
closest friends are because of FFA
For sure.
and the places I got to go because of it. So,
Definitely.
you know, it's definitely a program that everyone should try.
Yes, we try to push that on the freshmen.
Yeah,
They
we
don't
do.
all listen, but
Yeah.
more listened this year.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, freshmen, you know,
Yeah.
especially those freshman boys.
Definitely.
Well, any final parting words, ladies?
No.
I just want to say thank you
Yeah.
for inviting us.
Yeah. Thank you for everything. It's been an amazing opportunity, like we said, and we're sad to leave, but we'll always be watching and keeping updated. And yeah.
Well, from all of us here, we wish you very, very good luck in the future. I can definitely see a bright future for both of you young ladies. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Sad to have you go. Well, for more news, sports, and podcasts, check out sharedmedia.com. And a quick thank you to our sponsors, Heartland Kubota and True Built Builders. We sure appreciate you guys. Have a good day.